Imagine if you want to move to Switzerland and live in a magic place in Swiss Alps. In this video, we are going to find out how much it costs to live in the Swiss Alps, what are the most popular things to do there, is it worth living in the mountains rather than the city, whether foreigners can buy property there, how to become a Swiss citizen, and we will get answers to many other questions about living in Switzerland. I'm Anja, and together with my colleagues from Andermatt, Swiss Alps, I recommend you the best places to live and invest in real estate in Swiss Alps. On my channel you can watch a video about the Chedi residences under the management of a 5-star hotel, learn about the Andermatt Swiss Alps development and the 3-bedroom apartment in the new residential building Alma. And now I will use this occasion to ask my colleagues in Andermatt about the pros and cons of living in the Swiss Alps. Why Andermatt, Anja?
For me, it is the most natural way of living here in the mountains, when you have enough time for yourself and for sports and everything is close by. You step out the door and here they are, the mountains or your work desk. And for me, this is a perfect and unique combination in life.
What's the difference between living in the Alps and in the city? Pro and cons.
Andermatt is a year-round resort, so I can spend all my time outdoors in the mountains, doing all kinds of sports, both in winter and summer. There is always something to do.
Also gerade in der sportlichen Seite, wir haben ein sehr großes kulinarisches Angebot.
In Andermatt we have a big gastronomic offering. If you compare it with a city like Zurich, there is hardly any nightlife, but instead you get the chance to be alone and calm down, to relax, sleep well, and if you need the nightlife, you can always go into town.
How much money do you need to live comfortably in Andermatt? How much you have to earn to bring with you so you feel yourself really comfortable?
Es kommt ganz auf die Lebenseinstellung.
It all depends on your habits and lifestyle.
Aber was ich sagen kann, hier in
I can only say that in Andermatt, those who work for a standard salary are pretty happy with their life and live well.
Ich sag mal, man hat einen sehr luxuriösen.
Also, if you prefer to live more luxurious, you have that option here too.
So, what is your favorite activities here? What can you do in Andermatt?
Also sicherlich im Winter ist es das ganz klar das Skifahren. Das ist von der Unterkunft.
In winter, of course, it's skiing. 2 minutes and you are in the gondola.
Dann im Sommer ist es das Wandern.
In summer, it's a hiking, climbing and mountain biking.
Und dann, wenn es mal schlechte Wetterbedingungen hat, haben wir wunderschöne.
But of course, you can always go to the spa, swimming pool and sauna in lousy weather.
What is your favorite, Chedi or Radisson?
Es kommt drauf an. Also im Radisson.
The Radisson has a 25-meter pool and you can exercise well.
Und im Chedi, finde ich, ist es diese luxuriöse.
And the Chedi has more luxury and comfort.
Wo du vielleicht teilweise noch ein bisschen.
You can relax better there.
How easy is to get to Andermatt in terms of mobility? For example, if you want to come from Zurich or from Geneva, from Lugano, is it really easy way to get here?
Ja, also sehr, sehr leicht. Also gerade wenn man jetzt
Andermatt is straightforward to get to.
90 Minuten von Zürich.
From Zurich it's about 90 minutes by car, or it takes 2 hours by train and only one change at the very end.
Also es ist wirklich sehr, sehr nah. Und auch Geneva.
Geneva is 3 hours by car, also a short distance. If you're coming by plane, you're in Andermatt just like that. So it's very well connected.
Is it possible to buy real estate or property in Andermatt as a foreigner? Because there are so many restrictions, Lex Kohler, how it works here.
Andermatt is excluded from the Lex Kohler law. This means that any foreigner who does not have Swiss citizenship can buy property in Andermatt without any restrictions.
A property or an apartment in Andermatt cost in regular? Can you give some examples?
Also wenn man zum Beispiel jetzt eine neue Einheit
If you buy a new apartment, let's say a 2-bedroom apartment, the price varies from 1 to 2 million Swiss francs. But this is a premium apartment, fully furnished and equipped to a high standard. Everything is included, you get the key and you can move in straight away.
Und was kostet das?
So how much does it cost? 1 to 2 million Swiss francs. Okay. And if we are talking about luxury apartment in scheduled residences, a small apartment in Chedi will cost between 2 and 3 million Swiss francs. A large one will cost around 5 million Swiss francs.
Okay, and if I want to go to the village and buy old apartment, 100 years old, what will be the price?
Das kommt drauf an, also wenn die restauriert und renoviert sind.
It all depends on the condition of the property. If it's refurbished and renovated, it will be not much less. It will be slightly cheaper than ours. Our apartments are built according to Minergie new energy efficiency standards. Therefore, it is difficult to compare apartments in Andermatt Reuss and the village. It is different level. Probably apartments in the village will cost less, but they will also be in other quality. I also invited my colleague Felix Garifoulline for lunch and asked him about living in the Swiss Alps.
Felix, why Andermatt?
Well, if you're asking why Andermatt personally for me it's first of all a place of power, a place of energy. This is a place where I feel energized, invigorated. You're surrounded by this primordial nature, this amazing granite mountains, crystal clear fresh air and very nice sweet water, alpine water. So for my well-being, it's probably reason number why Andermatt. Second reason is a place where I like my adventures. You can ski, you can hike, you can discover many places, you can discover where the Rhine takes its source just around the mountain. And it's a great place to keep fit and healthy.
Pro and cons living in Andermatt, in Swiss Alps and in the city.
It's a huge subject and you can debate for hours and hours on it, and ultimately it depends on your lifestyle. Andermatt has everything to offer that a big city would offer, except the quantity of it is less. So we have amazing restaurants. We have 3 Michelin-starred restaurants in our small village. So it's pretty safe to say that we have per capita the highest number of stars, Michelin stars in the world. So there is great gastronomic scene in Andermatt, but there is not a lot of it. As compared to Zurich or to London, for example. Likewise, there are opportunities for shopping, but not as much as in Mall of Dubai, for example. And we do have a concert hall with regular festivals and classic music festivals, comedy shows, but it's only one place, not unlike Zurich, where you have several theaters and an opera house. So I would say Andermatt has everything to offer that a big city would offer, but in smaller quantities, and it's more accessible.
Everything has its own price. Yeah. What is the price of living in Swiss Alps? How much money do you need to live comfortably here?
Well, again, it depends on your lifestyle, I would say. If you go to a local supermarket, the cashier probably makes about 5,000 Swiss francs a month, and they're perfectly happy with this average Swiss salary. Whereas some of our clients might not be happy with 100,000 a month. So really does depend on your perspective on the lifestyle and your expenditure per day, basically. I would say, for me personally, just a rough number, about 250,000 a year, that would make a life average, comfortable Swiss life.
So what is your favorite activities in Andermatt?
Well, winter, of course, skiing. Andermatt offers...
Skiing or snowboarding?
Skiing. Snowboarding is not fun. I like skiing. Skiing offers a lot more variety. And Andermatt offers a lot of skiing variety as well. We have one of the largest ski areas in central Switzerland with 180 kilometers of ski slopes. And if you are a bit more adventurous, Andermatt is the prime location for off-piste skiing. It's a mecca. It's a worldwide mecca for off-piste skiing. Yes, so, winter is definitely skiing. Summer, hiking. Andermatt's nature is a bit different to the rest of Switzerland. We're a lot higher than most of the ski areas. So the landscape is different. It's a lot more rugged and more varied as well. And at the same time, you can find local wildlife, fauna, and you can even pick berries if you want.
Is it challenging to get a residence permit here in Andermatt?
It is challenging in Switzerland, let's put it this way. Swiss residency is multi-layered. It has several types of residencies. I wouldn't say that there is a particular group of people that would be welcomed. I would say just because European Union and Switzerland have a bilateral agreement for freedom of movement, European Union citizens have a lot easier way of getting Swiss residency. Basically, all they need to know is they have to apply for it and they can establish themselves as a Swiss tax resident. The rest of the countries, it's a lot more difficult, but there is a way. It's called a lump sum tax agreement. It's offered by a few cantons in Switzerland, not everywhere. And it's offered here in Canton of Uri, where Andermatt is located. And the program simply says that if you are willing to pay a fixed amount of taxes a year in this canton, you and your family will get a residency here and you can establish yourself here.
What is this amount on average?
Well, again, depends. If you're a European Union citizen, it's around 100,000 a year. The rest, for the citizens of the rest of the world, it's starting from 200,000 a year. So numbers might seem quite large, but bear in mind, this is a fixed amount of tax. That means that this is all that you pay to the Swiss government, and the Swiss government doesn't force you to declare any other income or wealth.
And what about the companies? For example, if I want to establish a company under Andermatt, does it really make economical sense? How much tax I will pay here? Is it interesting for freelancers, for small businesses?
First of all, Canton of Uri is one of the most practical cantons in Switzerland. They're very pro-business. Second of all, it's pretty easy for a foreigner to open a corporation in Switzerland. There are basically no limitations. The only limitation that there is, you have to have a director who is based in Switzerland. That's it. Tax-wise, Canton of Uri is second cheapest. This is a tax destination in Switzerland, so corporate tax currently is around 15%. Okay. And there is a continuous tax reform in Switzerland that will. The promise is to bring down this number to 13% in the few years from now.
Okay. I have two kids. Is it really comfortable for me to move to Andermatt? Do I have schools? Do I have nursery?
Well, yes, there are several nurseries in Andermatt. There is a public school in Andermatt, and you can have a pick of different private schools around Andermatt. There is one located in Dizentis, which is 1 hour away by train, and there is one in Altdorf, which is 40 minutes away by car or about 1 hour by train as well.
If I'm going to live in Andermatt, can I also become a Swiss citizen?
Yes, you can eventually become a Swiss citizen. The process currently in Switzerland is as following. You have to live in Switzerland for 10 years and become, first of all, a permanent resident with residency type C. After that, you can apply for Swiss nationality. So first of all, you will become a national of a town, of the municipality, and that's the hardest part. And you'll have to pass exams. The local authorities will have to judge if you're integrated enough in the local community. After you become the citizen of the town, then you'll become the citizen of the canton, and after that you'll become the citizen of Confederation of Switzerland. The whole process might take you about 1.5 years, I would say.
If I need to start with the municipality, how easy it is to be integrated in Andermatt?
in small towns in Switzerland, usually integration into the local society is the hardest part of becoming a Swiss citizen. I have examples of friends who wanted to become Swiss citizens, and no matter how well they spoke local language, how many people they knew in their little town, they were never integrated. Andermatt, in my opinion, is a very different town. It's in its history to welcome foreign nationals. It has been a town in the middle of a trade route from the north of Europe to the south of Europe, so foreigners are always welcome here. You would be surprised to find out that almost everyone speaks English in Andermatt. So locals do accept you as a foreigner. They want to know who you are, they want to communicate with you. So they will take you into their clubs, and that's one of the ways how you can integrate and prove your integration. There are different clubs in Andermatt. There is a tennis club where you can become a member, for example. And as I said, people are very welcoming. Small story, when I just started working in Andermatt years ago, before making a final decision, I came here for reconnaissance to find out a little bit more about the village and if I want to work here. So I was walking around the village, visited a bar, a restaurant, and an elderly couple saw me and asked me a few questions because they didn't see me here before, and I told them that I'm planning to work here, and they invited me for dinner right this day.
Felix, do any famous people live here in Andermatt?
Well, Andermatt has a history of famous people. It used to be frequented by Queen Victoria, Goethe, Rachmaninov, but these are days past. Today, Andermatt is the home of Bernard Russi. He is an Olympic, a world champion ski racer. He lives in Andermatt, and he is a big part of Andermatt's life because he's actually from here. Another person I can note is Mr. Louis van Gaal, the manager of Dutch football team. And not so famous yet, but I'm sure she will make headlines, Aline Daniov. She's a member of Swiss Olympic ski racing team.
Do you have any questions left? Please feel free to write them in the comments. Felix and me will be happily answer them. And like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss anything exciting in the future. That's it for today, and I look forward to welcoming you in Andermatt, Swiss Alps.